Incarcerated women face many challenges. It might be financial, it might be relational, but they have so many challenges that they have to face the moment they step out those gates and re-enter society. Discipleship Unlimited is so excited about some studies that we have to offer to aid women in re-entry. These studies are faith-based and they allow women to dig into scripture, but they also are very practical. The unique and wonderful thing about these studies are that women don't just hear from somebody that thinks that they know what they're talking about. Instead, they actually hear from women who have been there, who have walked out those prison gates and had to deal with the struggles that they face in society. Women who leave prison are more likely to return to prison than not. And we want to break that cycle. Re-entry is hard, but who is better to tell them how to be successful on the outside than women who have been there, who have walked through it themselves?
When I first stepped out, I was wondering, how can I make money again without going to prison?
I wasn't too proud to take the subway job because some people are, I'm never going to work at a fast food. You do what you have to do to make some money for that time. Was it easy? No, it was hard work. It was really, really, really hard work, especially for me. Would I do it again? Yes. And you move up. You do the survival job, and then you get the next job. And eventually you end up with a career. 9.5 months, I have a career job, and I love it. And I get up every morning with a smile on my face, and I go to work.
So there are resources out there that will help you. You just have to know where to find them and how to access those resources. And I believe that's part of what this program is about.
At some point, you will get a card when it comes to re-entering society from prison. But notice I said at some point, because if there's not one already waiting for you, you're gonna have to take public transportation. You will have to walk. And sometimes I think when we have to endure certain things, we think that it's only us, that it's raining only on our side of the street. But this is normal. It's not dysfunctional. Something it's nothing wrong with you. It's just this is the process that you have to get to and go through in order to be successful again.
I had a counselor one time tell me, you need to have a plan for what's going to happen when this bad thing happens. When you encounter someone who's got drugs, what are you going to do? How are you going to react? Because if you don't plan for that, then what are you going to do? I don't go looking for those people. I'm not friends with them on Facebook. I don't call them. I don't have their number. I certainly don't seek them out. And if I ran into them, I wouldn't speak to them. They don't know me sober. And I don't want to know them because they're not.
I can remember coming home, and you can get, because you've been gone and they've been doing their own thing, I can remember moving a trash can because I thought it was somewhere better in the kitchen, and it just upset him so bad because that trash can had been where he put it while I was gone. And you just don't know where it's going to come from because it could just be something that simple. And so you just have to work at it. And so, put the trash can back and and then we talk about what's really bothering him, because apparently it's not really a trash can, but it was, it was hard on him too because he wasn't used to all that.
The whole time that I was incarcerated, I wrote my kids every week and would send them cards and the coloring pages and have somebody draw something for them, and I never heard back from him, not one time. And so my son takes me down in his room and he's showing me all these trophies and these award certificates, and it's just this drawer of his treasures. And as he's showing me all this stuff, he pulls out this folder and he opens it up and he's like, "Mom, remember this?" And it was every single thing that I had sent him the entire time that I was incarcerated. And he had it in this drawer with his treasures.
One of the things that that I have tried to grow out of that God has really helped me with is the fact that I had a low self-esteem. And because I had a low self-esteem, I had a poor self-image, I thought you were going to be the same way and see me the way that I saw myself. So I had to learn how to see myself the way that Christ sees me, and that is that he cherishes me and that he loves me and that I'm created in his image.
I started church seeking for a new home. I visited several and finally found one that when they heard my story, they welcomed me to share it. And that's ultimately what I needed, was to share my story. Not that I want everyone to feel sorry for me or condone my actions, but I just wanted to be seen as a whole, as a God-forgiven woman remaking herself, who sees that the only reason I even have a second chance is because the Lord gave it to me.
This is where God brought you. This is where you need to be at. And that's where my content and my peace, and, it's not easy. It's hard, but we just have to persevere and keep going.
As these women learn from other women who've walked this road ahead of them, they can also experience success. Now, I want you to know that the stories that you're going to hear are not all about triumphs. There are difficulties and hardships, but thankfully, these women tell the real stories, the hardships and the successes. It is so encouraging to learn from women who've walked out those doors, and despite the struggles, they have found success. Discipleship Unlimited believes that women's lives can be transformed from the inside out, and a key to that is their faith in God. We want them to serve Christ, and we've heard over and over from women that their own personal faith and relationship with Christ has made the difference in reentry for them. Lives can be more successful, more complete because of their faith in Jesus Christ. We hope you'll enjoy these studies. They are treasures and tools that women can use to make reentry a success. Go to our website and you'll be able to find additional tools and resources and even videos to help equip you to equip women as they step out those prison doors.